One world, your station.
Ajit Agarkar, wonderful to see you. I hope the family and you are safe and healthy. And most importantly, you've got, if not 2 jabs, at least one of them.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Yeah, so far so good. Yeah, I actually managed to get my second jab last week between the breaks that this test had. Yeah.
Before I ask you a couple of questions on the third test at Headingley Leeds, I just want to talk about a few memorable performances of yours against England. 2002 England Tour of India, third ODI in Chennai. You took 4 for 34. You got Trescothick, their opening batsman. Then Ben Holyoake, who was batting well. Purchap passed away in a shocking road accident 2 months later. Your memories of playing that day in Chepauk. India won by 4 wickets, Ajit.
Oh, wow. Like always, it was hot there. There's nothing changes. We bowled first. Yeah, I remember getting Trescothick of a short ball. If I'm not wrong, I think he fended one. Chepauk, for some reason, even though it was so hot, I quite enjoyed playing there. They started well. We got some wickets. If I'm not wrong, Anil Kumble led that particular game. I don't know, Saurav wasn't there or he must be injured or not available. But yeah, so fond memories. Obviously, when you end up winning, I think Sachin and Sehwag got some runs and we cruised quite comfortably. So anytime you win, you remember those games.
I'm going to cut to August of 2007, Old Trafford, Manchester. Unfortunately, India lost by 3 wickets. Close game. They had Broad, Anderson, Flintoff, very strong team. You took 4 for 60 and you pretty much cleaned up the top order. Matt Pryor, Ian Bell, Kevin Peterson, Freddie Flintoff. In fact, Bell was playing very well and we thought he would run away with the game. But then you stalled it for a bit. Your memories of that?
A very, very cold day. That's probably, at least in one-day cricket, that's the fastest wicket I have played on. It carried through nicely. Lots of pace and bounce, not so much movement, but under the lights, it quickened up even more. So, yeah, I think Ian Bell throughout that tour actually tormented us. Whether it was the one days or the test, he batted really well. They're a really good top order. So, shame because I think we had them 7 down at one point for next to nothing, and I think Stuart Broad and Bopara, I think, eventually had a partnership. Should have won that game. Like I said, performances are nice. They make you feel good if you get wickets, but at the end of the day, you want to win.
Ajit, much has been said about your 100 at Lords. You get asked about it a lot, I imagine. But I'm just curious to know, I mean, nobody was in doubt, despite the Ducks, nobody was in doubt of your batting prowess, considering you still have that fastest 50 in ODIs. But the fact that you had 16 fours in that innings, was the approach just to attack? I mean, this is Hoggard, Flintoff, Ashley Giles, the spinner. Again, decent attack. So the attacking batsmanship, I want to know your mindset when you walked out of bat.
My mindset was try and survive when I walked out of bat. Actually, Lakshman was at the other end. I think we lost quite a few wickets that 4th evening, unfortunately. And my thing was to try and hang around with him as much as I could. Fortunately, because England was so far ahead in the game, they put attacking fields. So every time you timed the ball, dry day as well, just really warm days, both 4th and the 5th day. So got full value for shots if you actually played it in the gap, or there's so many gaps. They put so many slips around, or short legs and backward short legs where they're trying to bounce us out, or either way, just try and get us out somehow. Maybe that's why the boundaries. And I think Ashish Nehra walked in when I was 60 something, and obviously because there was 1 wicket left, and it was a second new ball at that point, they tried to attack as much as they could, hit a few good shots, hit a few in the middle, and fortunately the field was in there, so got boundaries. Getting singles and getting to 100 would have been a lot harder work.
Yeah, but does Ashish Nehra still remind you that you got to 100 because of him, because he just hung around with sheer grit?
Yeah, I mean, I spoke about it during the test, the last test when we were working, and yeah, if not every day, every time I speak to him, and he wanted to get a 50 actually. Once I got to 100, he was under so much pressure because everyone kept telling him, sort of hang around and don't get out, and he's close to 100. So I felt for him. He's a great buddy. So now we have a good laugh about it because he was under some serious pressure more than me getting to 100 there. So yeah, we've been friends forever now. So I thank him almost every day of my life.
Ajit, where's the bat that you scored that 100 off? Do you have it framed? Do you have it somewhere in the house?
Yeah, my son's got it at the moment. I had it kept. I kept it neatly. I batted with it for a while over the next couple of series. Eventually, I had a crack at it. So yeah, nah, it's in his room. I hopefully he keeps it properly.
And each time you go to London town, do you look at the honors board? I mean, Mr. Gavaskar and Mr. Tendulkar are not on it. You're on it. Rahul just got on it. So it must be a great feeling.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty special. I mean, I was fortunate enough to play for Middlesex after that. So I did make a few trips. My mom was there, so took her. So I've been to the dressing room 2 or 3 times after that. But that name's going to be there, so it's a nice feeling.
Lovely. Okay, let's move to the third test, Headingley Leeds. There's a prediction for dry conditions, Ajit. A drier surface at Headingley, minimal downpour, they're saying in the third test. You think Virat might tinker with the playing 11 instead of 4 pacers and 1 spinner combo? I think, you think he might do the 3 pacer, 2 spinners. That would mean Ishant might make way for Ravichandran Ashwin in the playing 11. Your thoughts?
If it is indeed dry, I'm sure they'll look at it, because then there's no point playing 4 seamers. Historically, Leeds though does help seam bowling more than spin. So they'll have to perhaps have a look on, if not on the day of the game, the day before the game at least, because there's a lot of work that goes on. I'm sure having gone down having lost the previous test. I'm not sure how much they'd want to give India the advantage by giving them a drier surface. So, but if it is dry, it'll play into India's hands and Ashwin will come into play. I think it's been a bit unfortunate to miss out for various reasons, maybe the combination that India's played. And he's been a world-class bowler most of his career. So if he does come in, it's only going to be a massive plus. That's why India's at the moment doing so well, because there's so much depth on that bench, particularly in bowling, that even if they tinker a little bit, they don't lose out on too much.
Ajit, the great Farooq engineer has made a comment and he's gone on record saying Surya Kumar Yadav should play instead of Cheteshwar Pujara. I mean, Pujara and Rahane are not playing like men in form. They are struggling, despite just with resilience, forging that partnership. So where are you on this Surya for Cheteshwar Pujara, or even Hanuma Vihari for Cheteshwar Pujara thought? Or would you just like to stick to these two gentlemen?
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, Hanuma Vihari has been part of that squad. I know Surya Kumar Yadav's flavor of the season at the moment with the way he's batting, but that's more in white ball cricket. And Pujara played a really important innings, had a great partnership with Rahane. Yes, they both are clearly under pressure because of the lack of runs that they've had over the last few series, if you like, and they'd want to get runs. India would want them to get runs, but after having that innings and a very crucial partnership, I think India would have lost that game if that partnership hadn't happened between Rahane and Pujara. And that's why you have experience in the team. Sometimes they will go through a rough period. And once you started them in a series, to discard them after 2 games, I don't think it's fair, especially with he's played 88 test matches now. So too early, in my opinion. But there's certainly, India does need runs from them. I mean, if the 3, 4, 5, India's biggest plus has been the 2 openers. But if the 3, 4, 5s then contribute, India is going to be dominating the test match for 5 days and not be in trouble like they were in the second innings. So, no, not in my opinion at this stage. I think that innings probably has earned him another couple of tests, if not more. Those 2 have served India so well, both Ajinkya and Pujara. So I think it's a bit. If he had struggled in the second test, I'd still given him this third test and seen if his form does return, because they've been around for way too long, and they certainly deserve that opportunity.
There's an important point that I want your comment on. Whatever the playing 11 is, Ajit, this is the first time they will be playing at Headingley Leeds, because the last time we played was 2002. None of these boys were in the team. So the conditions are going to be totally new. Not even a Kohli can advise them on what the Leeds conditions are going to be. So will that have a bearing on the playing 11? Or you think they're just too confident even to let that be a factor?
I mean, they're certainly confident now. After that win, they should be and they will be. But maybe the English are being nice, giving us drier conditions so that that doesn't become a problem that these guys haven't played in Leeds. I don't think, generally Leeds, having been part of that 2002 test, it did start a lot green, and because it was overcast most of the test, it did help bowlers quite a bit. But and you expect that in England. I think the Duke's ball has helped the bowlers so much over the last few years. Batting has been hard work. But I don't think after that win, India will be particularly worried with what conditions they get. I think England would probably be more worried than India is.
Saqib Mahmood, he's been drafted into the England squad. What do you make of him, Ajit? Considering Mark Wood might not play, I don't know what the condition of his shoulder is. I mean, they're saying play, might not play, but Saqib.
Looked good in the white ball cricket that he played in recent time, but this is a different ball game. I think that you're bowling to two really informed batsmen at the top against India, three established players in the middle. So as much as there is talent, England's been depleted. There's no doubt about it. I mean, no Archer, no Broad, no Stokes. Those are the guys that would have certainly played in the series if they were available, and that would have posed a different challenge for India. So India will. I mean, Mark Wood bowl. He was very impressive. So if he doesn't play, that again hampers England's preparation. No matter how good you are, when you're a little bit inexperienced, it could go both ways. He could have a great test, blow away India, really have a couple of good spells, especially with tearaway fast bowlers. It can happen. He's got a bit of pace about him. But I'd still back India at this stage, especially after what happened in Lords. England certainly are under more pressure.
Well, Malan, we all know his white ball skills. Are England pushing it by including David Malan in the test squad, Ajit?
I don't think they have a choice. I think they're running out of people to.
Yeah, desperate maneuvers.
Yeah, but their top order's been very poor. I think the top three almost, especially against the quality that India has in their bowling, they look like walking wickets at this point. So they had to make that change. Not once in these two tests has the top three looked like they would pose a challenge to India. So and he looks organized. Whatever we've seen him in white ball cricket, haven't seen him a lot in red ball cricket, but whatever we've seen, he looks organized. So if he can, and he does score quickly. I think one of the problems that the top three had for England is even if they hung around for a while, they didn't really hurt India. So if this guy does, he will play a few more shots, and that's the only way to put bowlers under pressure if you score runs against them. So then your fields change. So like I said, I don't think England have too many options right now, and he's probably the best of them.
So what do you think is going to be 2-0, 3-0, depending on the weather? None of us are soothsayers, but I'm just asking.
No, I mean, ideally, there was a very good chance that it would have been 2-0 already, the Nottingham test that happened. England would say that they might have won that Nottingham test last day, but you would still, 150 India would have probably got there. You'd have to back India at this stage. I mean, I thought before the series, India were favourites. If they don't win this series, it'll be a disappointment. And with all the injuries that England have had, I think this Indian team now, especially with that little tension that happened over the last couple of days at Lords, it's added a nice little extra zing, if you like, to this series, and it'll play in India's hands a little bit. I think England are so dependent on Root at this point to get all their runs. If the others don't contribute, I think India should be comfortable in this test.
And where do you stand on that, the sledging? I mean, an eye for an eye, or, if they're doing it, turn the other way. So I've always known you to be aggressive on the field, which is what we loved about you.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to an individual. You don't quite know what was said. Sometimes it can cross boundaries, and we've never seen Bumrah really react through his career. Even though he's been aggressive with his bowling, he's never really had a word, or you could see there was something going on. I don't mind it as long as frankly, you don't know where the line is. Everyone's line is a little bit different, but as long as I think there are umpires who stepped in a couple of times if it was getting out of hand, and if that happens, I'm okay with it. I think it's fiercely fought test cricket, and that's how it should be.
My last question is a very radio station audio question. What's on your phone? What do you listen to? Are you a retro music man, current music man? Tell me about your playlist. Or are you influenced by your son? I don't know. Lots of people are with modern music.
Yeah, I mean, I do listen to the music that he listens to, and it's actually good fun. That's the one thing about music with me. I mean, I have certain things that I like, but I keep changing, and it changes whether it's old, new, whatever, Hindi, English. There's a whole host of things that I don't mind. Sometimes I don't get stuck into things. So yeah, what's on my phone? Various things. There's a Eminem, there's a Bruce Springsteen, there's a Billy Joel. So there's Kishore Kumar. Obviously, there's Arijit Singh. So you take your pick. I think there's whole, and it just depends. And I like listening to different music because for that one thing, I certainly do listen to a lot of music in my room.
Lovely. Watch Ajit Agarkar on Extra Innings, Sony Sports' live studio show from 2:30 in the afternoon Indian Standard Time, followed by the third test of India Tour of England live from 3:30 in the afternoon on Sony 6, Sony 10.3, Sony 10.4, August 25th to 29th. Thanks for your time. You've been very patient and great fun. Cheers.
No,
Thank you,
absolute pleasure. Cheers.
Bye.
1 World, your station.